Hi everybody, my name is Adam Meyer. I am back here with another video, and today I'm going to go over what is happening in the markets and the news. And what are we going to do? Is the market going to go up? Is it going to go down? This is my personal opinion. Obviously not financial advice, but this is how I'm going to make money, and you can decide if you want to too. All right, first up, here we go. Target is getting completely slapped with these interest rates from the Federal Reserve. People aren't spending money. People are actually saving money. People don't have money. Credit card debt all-time high. We are seeing grocery bills, obviously gas bills, inflation, fuel oil, expensive, all of this stuff. So I'm experiencing it myself. Everything is expensive. It's all right, but we're actually seeing this happen here at Target, the big stores. So it plans to cut $3 billion in total costs over the next 3 years. So how are they going to do that? They're going to get rid of inventory. They're going to slow down on buying inventory. They're going to fire people. So those are the ideas that I'm thinking how Target is actually going to cut $3 billion over the next 3 years. They're also blaming this on the inflation factor, like I just mentioned, higher prices for groceries, housing, and other necessities. So people need to spend less on stuff at Target because they need to pay their bills to actually live. So this brings us over to Kathy Woods, the setup for like the Great Depression that happened in 1929. They're basically saying global economy was just like the Great Depression, where the Fed raised the rates. The Fed does not pivot soon. This will be set up just like the Great Depression. So what do they mean by pivot? The Fed is raising rates very, very high, and they need to pivot and say, okay, let's wait on data and see what actually happens. Because if they keep raising really, really high, then the economy is going to go, it's going to go down. Everything's going to turn into the Great Depression. That's kind of like what I see happening if they don't slow down and be like, okay, because we're actually seeing the numbers change and come down. Inflation should start to come down. It did last week. We actually had the October numbers. It came out 7.7%. I didn't make a video on that, but it was 7.7%, which is lower than expected. So it's actually starting to turn around. So we need to wait for December. So that's where I'm looking for the future. So going forward, I'm actually looking for the numbers for inflation that come out in December for November. So that will actually give us a good sign. Is inflation really coming down? Are job numbers going down too? So right now we have 2 jobs open for every unemployed person. We need people to get fired from a job to fill in a job. So if that makes sense. So if someone gets fired, they need to go get a new job. So it's going to take a new job out of the market. So it's actually going to come down. So we need inflation and that number to come down, and then we're going to start to see things happen. So when we start to see these numbers act better, we're going to see the market reverse and go back up. So the bottom could be in now, it could be in later, but we don't know. That's personally why I dollar cost average. But if the Fed does not pivot, the market's gonna crash down because the economy is like bad. And also if this war starts, we just got something with Poland and the missiles, but then was it Ukraine's missile? I don't even know. Like it's just crazy, like everything happening in the world. So anything can happen, but as an investor, we need to, or I need to look personally for the long term, because that's where the most success is made. You buy the dips, you put more in as the market's going down. So I actually get excited when the market goes down, when people get scared and pull out of their 401k. Michael Burry, he's also saying that he's very, very short right now, and he's the one that basically predicted the 2008 crash, which was pretty obvious looking back at it with all the crazy loans. But he's very short right now, and that's everything adding up of all the debt and everything, the economy, all this, the politics, all of it coming together, the world economy, all the fundamental factors lining up. He's very short. Personally, I don't know if he's right. No one, just because you're right once doesn't mean you're right again. But I bet on America. I bet on things getting better always, over and over and over again, because if things do get really bad, who really care? Like, money's not really going to be relevant. So like the things that are the new economy is going to be guns and ammo and food. Like that's what's going to matter if things like really shit the bed. So that's just what I'm looking at, and that's how I look at it. So I'm briefly going to touch up here on Bitcoin and why is it coming lower. There's also the FTX thing that went on. Sam Bankman-Fried basically took money out the back door. The company bypassed all the audits and regulators and everything. Even though there's not really many regulators, it's actually a good thing for future regulation of like the U.S. So the U.S. will start to regulate it more and actually push this through, so we can actually get real regulation, so people don't run away with money like what just happened. And that's part of the reason why we're seeing this fall here, but also the chart was lining up. So I think everything's a big pyramid scheme, and it's already rigged anyway. So that was supposed to drop from this gap here anyway, right here. So the market created this entire support down below here. So there's a lot of money sitting at the support. So when there's a big floor, there's money below it. So we rise up into here, and then the news came out of him running away with all the money, and then falls right through the floor. So it takes all the money anyway. So I think it's rigged. Well, it's more like I know it's rigged based on the studies and what I've been seeing over and over. So we were expecting these levels anyway, but that was just the catalyst to get it to come down. Am I dollar cost averaging? Yes, but I'm also trading it. I'm not going too crazy yet. I still think there's a lot more room to go. So I have a dollar cost average that's not going to hurt me or like my life and like my finances in the coming years. It's money I don't need. I just look at that as the long term because I'm expecting 2024, 5, 6, 7 start to see higher prices up within here. But in the near term, I still think we could see lower levels. But also, if things do get better, in the bottom of the S&P is in, if the Fed finally does decide to pivot with the S&P, so we'll go over to the S&P actually, right over here. The bottom actually is in already right here. And the Fed pivots, this is going to go higher, and that's also going to bring Bitcoin up higher. So that's why I don't want to sell everything, because we don't know. Anybody that says they knows like what's going to happen is a nutcase. Sorry, but no one actually knows. But there we go. So these lower levels, looking to dollar cost averaging, if it comes down to 10K, 7,500, 5,000, these are like crazy buying opportunities. Because if you look, we're going up and to the right. So we just need to go to the right more, and the only way to get to the right is more time. So the more time we have in here, the more time we have to accumulate. So I actually like it when it's down here farther. If Bitcoin ends up turning into like a pyramid scheme that's owned by the government, that was started by the government, then it goes to zero. That's okay, because I have other investments like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and a lot of other companies that are out there. So those won't run away. But that's why it's good to have stuff in your portfolio that's diversified and not having so much wealth within crypto. Because I did have a lot in crypto. This run, I started buying down within here, and it started to run, and it's like, okay, I was buying and selling, trading it up. A lot of my wealth was up in here. And then when we finally started to shift this structure, those of you that have been watching my videos know that I got out a good amount around here, and then even started breaking lower, taking out more. And then down here, it's still a dollar cost average on the way down, but I am trading some of my portfolio, selling within here, expecting these lower levels to be reached down there. And then we'll see if we can get another buy opportunity. But same with the S&P. What we're seeing with that, what can we expect? We know that there's levels down here from pre-COVID, when COVID just started, right here, the market crash. Those levels are still in the open. They are still possible. We could reject this order block sitting right there, or we can reach up here. I mean, it really depends what the Fed does, but right now we're starting to look bullish. Honestly, we're starting to look bullish in my opinion. We swept all the sell side below this low. We broke higher above here, and we tested and rejected there, and now we're breaking higher. We have a weekly order block sitting here that we can see if we can get some bullish movement on. We'll see if it wants to reject here and go higher up into here, or if we start to break down and actually break down lower, and more news catalysts come in that actually bring the market lower, or if it comes up here and then finally reverses. So we don't really know, but in the long term, as an investor, if you're looking way out here, dollar cost averaging is the way to go in my opinion. Obviously not financial advice, because when we're way out here, I'm expecting the market, don't really care if it goes up here or down here or down here and then up here. I'm expecting over here in the long run, the market's going to be higher than it is right now. Same with over here, higher than what it is right now. And if it actually does, the economy does shit the bed, we go into another Great Depression, then looks like guns, food, and ammo is what we got. You know what I mean? That's what we need. But anyways, I'm going to conclude the video here, and I love y'all. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to join the Discord or anything, let me know. If you want to get in touch, let me know. Peace out, everybody.